While the university is commonly understood to be a place where different knowledge systems enter into dialogue and debate, the institutional structures of the university tend to acculturate and conscript different kinds of knowledge into their own existing categories for what can be known, how knowledge can be organized, and what forms of knowledge are legitimate and credible. The Different Knowing Speaker Series and interviews address the question of if and how the university can be a place of different knowings, different epistemologies, different knowledges.
Trying to get into this space in Chelsea, it's a storage unit, but these immigrants actually carved the masks in there. So it's like this, so what, and a lot of the masks are just sort of like cultural, tropes, like they're masks that were used, because I'm also interested in like the loss of like cultural tradition in these masks what are the ceremonial purposes, who used them, but they've just become like, just placeholders. There's a specific mask that I've cast, but it's a Masai mask, which is Kenya's nomadic people, but this mask is just reproduced. I have a collection of them because I just pick them up as I go, and they're just made all over. And, even on Canal Street, it's this, my project when I was doing the research for the show in Art in General with the neons, I kind of just spend time on the street. Like I kind of became a flaneur, just kind of walking the streets, like, kind of paying attention. Being yelled at a lot because, there's a lot of like illegal sales of handbags on Canal Street. So with me, with my camera, they don't like me walking around. But even that kind of object is such a part of the street. But it's like, it's again like the fake handbag sold beside the fake mask, but it's all part of that sort of scene. And then even like just looking at the I Love New York sticker or the I Love New York T-shirts, like it's just this whole like place of access, and people are coming there because this is quote unquote a real New York experience. You can buy.
It becomes authentic.
Yeah. So you can buy your fake Rolex, your fake Louis Vuitton, and your fake African artifacts. Like it's there. Yeah. And then the fact for me, the interesting place is that these immigrants are selling them. So they're perpetuating, but they're also participating. And that's interesting for me. There's a piece that I did early on when I moved to New York where I drew masks from the Met collection, and then I printed them on balloons, and then I created a fake sort of like trolley, like setup like the vendors would, because everything is mobile, because what they're doing is illegal. So if the police come, they have to like pack quickly and then run. So a lot of the times they're selling out of suitcases, or they have these little dolly. So I had my dolly with my 2 boxes of balloons, a helium tank, and I would just blow up the balloons and give them to people. And for me, it was this idea of like, well, not the transformation of the object from the deflated balloon to the inflated balloon. There's a sense of stretching and change, but then there's also this idea that obviously the balloons are I'm giving a gift first of all, so I'm giving it away. So what is that relationship between me and my taker, to give this object the responsibility? But then obviously the sense of migration, and it leaves the space and it moves, but then the sense of temporality, that it's only going to last, for a certain amount of hours. It's going to burst, it's going to pop, it's going to deflate. But sort of thinking about that with regards to the sort of like liminal qualities of these objects and what they mean and what they are. And yeah, that piece was called Authentic Pop, but it was interesting because it also allowed me to participate and talk to these immigrants who were kind of like, what are you doing?